This is my first YouTube video talking about my struggles. So lately, na-observe ko sa sarili ko na parang pinagkukumpul-kumpul ko masyado lahat ng bagay na gusto kong i-improve sa buhay ko. Una sa lahat, masyado akong babad sa self-improvement content. Pangalawa, I can't define a linear path that's consistent and sustainable. And pangatlo, well, itong environment na nandito ako sa bahay na to, I feel isolated. My ideas feel isolated. The people that I talk to makes it even worse. My mom, mga lola ko, they don't really feel like, well, it's not really about them. It's more on about how we relate to each other. So, I really have to go outside more. I really have to get that inspiration. Anyways, so yeah. Firstly, I struggle a lot with academics. Right now, I'm very bad at math, honestly. It I can't pass tests without cheating. I can't pass tests without a calculator. I can't pass tests without a formula. I always stutter. I always freeze whenever I encounter a question that involves math. I feel not so confident with aspects such as critical thinking or logical reasoning because I can't seem to fit the piece in the fit the piece in the puzzle. So I'm constantly puzzled myself on what to do. So that's definitely the first. I struggle with academics. Specifically math, which branches off to debuff of critical thinking, and debuff of logical reasoning. Obviously, I don't really have to drown myself into learning every mathematical concept that there is. I'd probably just study applied math for programming. Obviously, I don't really have to study every aspect of math. I just need to study applied math and its foundational concepts so that I can also universally use that to something else. Yeah, algebra, learning how to divide, multiplication table. Yeah, formulating formulas in programming, building programs. That's it. Secondly, is programming itself. And lastly, is study habits. Let's break this down. Programming, in terms of it being my major subject, well, mostly I struggle with overthinking. And I struggle with overthinking, and I have a lack of experience. Now that I'm starting to get a grasp on how 1D and 2D arrays work, how strings work, how conditional statements and loops work, I'm starting to finally understand and integrate them on my own program. Even if they're just plainly unoriginal, I don't care. Lastly is study habits. Study habits, well, I don't really have any study habit. I just raw dog everything, every information that I know. I just cram them in my head. Sometimes I waste a lot of time just trying to stay on the same page. Then I relapse after because yun nga nalungkot ako, naisip ko sa sarili ko, bakit ako nanatili dito sa bagay na to ng ganito katagal if I could have just skipped it anyway. That is basically it so far. For March. I think the backbone of these all is, well, also treating myself better and as a human. You see, sometimes, yung pinag-uugatan ng pag-overthink ko is yung mismong kakulangan ko din sa sarili ko bilang tao. I don't treat myself well, I don't eat well, I don't sleep enough, I don't rest well, I always compare myself. So in conclusion, my parents don't really understand me. They don't really know what to provide for me other than, like, well, abstractions to reality. That sounds good, but at the end, I'm left wondering, what can I do with what they said? I appreciate it after all, but it's just that, can't I tell that to myself as well? Yeah, but that's basically it so far. Even if I don't feel content, I'm gonna do my best to fight that feeling of discontentment. Kasi right now, yung bagay na gusto kong paglaanan ng effort and focus is my academics and myself. Specifically in academics, first, I want to get better at math. Second, I want to enhance my knowledge and my patience when it comes to programming. Third, I want to develop healthy and sustainable study habits that doesn't require such a glamorous system that's curated online, using too many platforms, using too many devices, using too many mediums. I fucking hate that. And honorable mention, I picked up a book based on Joey, the anime guy, which is this: The Courage to Be Disliked. I like it so far. I like the premise where basically there are two people, the other person is young, the other person is a philosopher. The young person has a worldview that's pessimistic, hopeless. He thinks that there is an objective thing in the world that we must do, that change is hopeless. He basically views life as me. I can relate to that young person. This philosopher views life as simple. He views it as kind of in an optimistic yet in a subjective way, where there's really no definition for what defines us, but instead we're the ones who defines our meaning in this world until that becomes our direction in life. And yeah, I really liked it so far. Kahit 500 pesos, nag-enjoy akong basahin. Tignan mo, madumi na nga eh. I'm gonna clean this later. And the Bible. I've already read this. I haven't continued reading it. I think nahinto ako dun sa like after nung kay Adam and Eve, and like Eve had two children which are boys. But yeah, I haven't read past that. So I might as well probably start rereading it again just so that I can get a glimpse and I can refresh my memory on what the plot is all about. To be honest, I don't really want to use the Bible. I don't go to church either. I'm not a religious person, so I don't really think a lot of the texts here really speak to my soul. But I want to try getting my hands into it because sometimes I really feel like I'm being pulled towards religion. I'm being pulled towards belief. I don't want to be that guy who sets himself apart from society and acts as if he's such an interesting person by developing his own thing. Not everyone gets to have that. I don't think I have time for that. I don't even think I have the mental fortitude to even stand stand by me. Not yet stand by me in a way that, I'm gonna develop my own philosophy in life, and that's such I really don't think I can. Plus, I think I should really stop diving deep into psychology and psychiatry. It isn't helpful. It isn't helpful that I'm starting to become impaired when it comes to social conversations and when it comes to talking to people because I'm too conscious about expressing myself to them. I'm too conscious about the actions I make. I'm too conscious about the faces I do. I'm basically so conscious about everything about myself. I have basically robbed myself out of freedom to express it. My mind essentially became a prison of my own thoughts. I became a prisoner of my own thoughts, and that really isn't something that I want to look forward to later on. I'm an eccentric person. I like socializing with people. I love hearing what people has to say about their life. I love exchanging conversations and like having deep talks. I like having deep connections with people. And yeah, because of what I've experienced lately, because of all the stress that has fucking impaired me, I'm gonna go back to my roots. I'm gonna go back to my roots and just, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck all of this. Fuck every bullshit that made me impaired as a person. I'm going all in. I don't care. I don't care if this video gets any likes at all or any views. I don't care whatever the fuck people feel about me. I'm gonna expose myself out there. And see you in 30 days.